Hello! Welcome back to Craft Chat here at Craft Habit. I'm Sarah, and today I am joined by Erin Kraftchick, real name. She is lovely. You may have seen her here before on our social media. She's one of our staff members, and she is also a teacher here.
Yeah.
Erin does a bazillion crafts. But lately she's been doing a lot of weaving, which is great because I wanted to teach weaving, but I don't know how to do it. So
You will soon, though.
Oh, I will so soon. So Erin has started an intro to weaving class here. We had one session a little while ago, which was great. And we've got next session on the calendar for June 1st, 2019. So yeah, we're gonna have Erin tell you a little bit more about weaving, intro class, what we do, and get you excited.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Sarah.
Thanks for being here.
Always happy to be here. So I wanted to show our viewers today what I started out with weaving, and this is what every beginner needs. You can get a small tabletop loom like this. Thanks, Sarah. It's pretty basic, except that it has this bar across the middle. Yeah, that is called a heddle, which is really cool. Your warp threads will go through those, and when you tilt the bar, it will lift your warp threads.
Right, so this moves, it's on some rubber bands.
And so it makes it really easy to slide your yarn through.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you don't have to actually weave all the way through. And it's really cool. You can remove it if you'd like. And then this is what a basic loom looks like.
Yeah.
And in my class, I will teach you how to warp it. And the warp are the strings that go vertically.
Up and down. You can see them here.
Yeah. So this is a loom. This large loom is one that I made. I do a little bit of woodworking, so I made this one. And so you can see I've got the warp started, and this is something I'm working on right now. So yeah, you can start with a small loom. You can work your way up to something large like that. I've used all kinds of things, PVC pipes. Anything you can put a warp on, you can weave on.
Cardboard looms.
Yeah. We use those for our class, and they're really easy for kids. If kids want to learn how to weave, you can make one at home. So the other thing, once you've got your loom, the most important thing you're going to need is your shuttle. This is a really cool one that I got recently at the Fiber Fest. It's handmade.
Ooh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And then I have basic ones like this, and it's kind of like a stick with two grooves.
And the shuttle is used. It's almost like a needle, right? For weaving in and out.
Yes, exactly. And so you wind your yarn around your shuttle, and this is something I will teach you the proper way in my class, the proper way, because when I started weaving, I actually was not doing it the correct way, and my yarn was too thick, which my bundle was too thick, which defeats the purpose.
Right, it makes it hard to get in and out smoothly.
Yeah, that's right. So this is you can carry more yarn through your warp more quickly than you can with a needle. So that's really important, but I still use my needles too. These are my favorite. I have a metal needle with a large eye that pretty much any yarn can fit in the eye of that needle, and it's
about like 5 inches long.
Yep, 5 inches exactly. Yep, and it has a blunt tip, so you won't stab yourself. Well, I still managed to stab myself somehow, but this is pretty good for smaller weavings because it can almost fit all the way across your warp. So I do use that, and then I also use this small like tapestry needle. It has a rounded end, and that is great.
Put it up there.
Yeah, and that's great for just being able to, when you're going under your warp, it's easier to pull it up through, especially when you're winding through knots and things like that.
So for beginners, since we're doing beginner classes, what are some good projects for beginners that, I guess maybe I'm thinking time frame, don't take too long to complete, and you can have a thing that's done you feel happy about? Yeah,
that's a good question. I like to start with something that's maybe 6 inches wide by maybe 11 or 12 long, and you can make a small wall hanging. You can hang it from a round dowel. You could also weave a small coaster.
Oh yeah.
We've done that. Really anything, and then once you get into bigger wall hangings, or you can weave fabrics so that you can sew it into a handbag or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So, and before I forget, one last thing that you need is some kind of comb or pick, and this is for pushing your, I'll show you on here. If I had threads here woven, I would pack my yarn down like this. So you use this to move your yarn down onto your. And
this is a specialty tool only available at Craft Habit, exclusive carriers of this comb.
Yeah, you can probably find it in your drawer. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was, so we can talk about.
So exciting!
Yay! So this is a sample that I made for the store, and of the looms that we carry at Craft Habit, and I wove this one. And then Sarah, if you can talk a little bit about the looms and the yarns that we have.
Absolutely. These are gorgeous cloud-shaped looms. They're from a company called Neuroma Studio, and we carry them in store. They're in 3 sizes. This is the medium, there's a large, and there's a cute little itty-bitty one. And these, you can warp them and weave them and keep them on there. But Erin, because she's a weaving genius, has figured out a way that you can actually warp it, weave a cloud shape, and take it off again. So that might be an advanced class in the future. But for now, it's gorgeous. Weave it whatever you want. You can make a beautiful like sunsetty cloud like this. You could do rainbows, colors, whatever you want. And these are gorgeous. We also have these looms in ovals. So if you wanted to do a shape like that, they've got holes all around, so you can warp them and weave away and either keep it sort of framed in its loom, or you can learn from Erin how to take that warp off and make something else. So this is what we have for looms right now. Eventually we'll carry some bigger things. We're just going to kind of see where our weaving community comes together. We also have tons of yarn, and you can weave with like pretty much anything. We have this awesome big bulky yarn, which is good when you're doing a beginner project. You want to weave something that fills up fast. This will fill up fast. We've got some merino wool, which is beautiful and squishy, and then this stuff I love. We got this variegated chunky yarn, and you could just weave that, and if you just kept weaving with the same piece, it would look like you'd change threads without actually changing threads.
Exactly.
Which is a good cheat.
Yes, it's the best. This is the best kind of yarn for a beginner, and even I like to have this because your color palette is kind of already pre-made for you, and you can weave and get so many different looks out of one skein of yarn.
So that's been our little weaving chat today. We hope that you will come in and check out our weaving stuff. Maybe come to class on June 1st. We'll do more of those in the future, and then some advanced weaving when we get advanced weavers. So thank you, Erin, for sharing with us.
Thank you very much. It was nice to be here.
We'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye.